Now we are going to review some of the words related to ratio and proportion. You will find these words in many real-life math problems. If you learn them, you should be able to answer questions such as the following. What are rates and unit rates? How do they relate to ratios? How are they used to solve word problems, such as best deal calculations? A well-known example of rates is the heart rate. Your heart rate is the number of times your heart beats per minute. A normal resting heart rate for adults ranges from 60 to 100 beats a minute. Ratios compare two numbers of the same type. Examples: 2 boys to 2 girls, people, 5 inches to 20 inches, 4 cups of flour to 1 cup of sugar. Rate is a special type of ratio that compares quantities measured in different units, such as s, miles per hour, dollars per pound, beds per doctor, heartbeats per minute. Unit rate is a rate with a denominator of 1. For example, if a car goes 120 miles in 2 hours, then the unit rate is 60 miles per 1 hour. The unit price is a unit rate that people use for comparing the price of products. Here we have two options. One is worth 7 cents per ounce and the other is worth 9 cents per ounce. Which one is the best buy? Proportion is a statement of equality between two ratios. Example: my dad drives a cargo truck, and today he traveled 100 miles in 2 hours. His average speed was 100 divided by 2, which is 50 miles per hour. Yesterday, Dad managed 300 miles in 6 hours. His average speed was 300 divided by 6, or 50 miles per hour. The two ratios are the same, they are in proportion. A proportion is a statement of equality of two ratios. Example: A divided by B is equal to C divided by D. Writing out math fractions on our computer is difficult, and requires special programs. The most common way to write a fraction using the keyboard of the computer is using a /, also called fraction bar, as shown in the following equation. Optionally, when we write proportions, we could write each ratio using a colon between the two numbers, as shown. All the proportions displayed can be read as A is to B as C is to D. To find the cross products of a proportion, we multiply the numerator of one fraction and the denominator of the other fraction. When two ratios are equal, then the cross products of the ratios are equal. In a proportion, if one of the numbers is unknown, we can use cross products to solve for that unknown. The first and last terms of a proportion are called extremes. The middle terms are called the means. In a true proportion, the product of the means is always equal to the product of the extremes. This is called the means and extremes property of proportions. If I know my dad drives 100 miles in 2 hours, how many miles he will travel in 5 hours? We can use cross products to solve this proportion. Usually, we select first the product that contains the variable. 2x equals 500. Now, we need to divide both sides by 2, to find the value of x equals 250 miles. In 5 hours my dad will drive 250 miles. I know that my dad always drives at the same speed. I know that he drives 100 miles in 2 hours. In how many hours he will drive 425 miles, the distance from Laredo to Dallas. We can use cross products to solve this proportion. 100x equals 850. Now, we need to divide both sides by 100, to find the value of x equals 8.5 hours. In 8.5 hours my dad will drive 425 miles.